having the time in mind, we have. I would like to change a bit the perspective of our dialogue. We are approaching the meeting of International Network for Organizational Coaching.
Yep.
And you are invited. You will not be there in person, but we can have now conversations that will be played on video there, and people can prepare questions, and hopefully we will have a Skype discussion so that you can expand on your ideas on that. I was told, because I developed a lot of ideas that we share under the label organizational coaching. This is really the human perspective in building up organizations, and then we come into collaboration and all these things, but not just an opposite issue. Now we are real human. We forget about entrepreneurship and performance, but integrating it. And there are other groups who are, under other labels, are really dealing with that issue, combining things, the human being, the satisfaction in a professional, satisfaction in an organization, to do real good entrepreneurial development and all these things. And we do not have, or maybe I didn't know it, a stage where we can discuss it. And this INOC meeting has the focus to internationally discuss this interlink between human being and organization and society. I was told that the coaching approach here in the US is not so broad. It's more
it's very narrow.
Individual consulting. If coaching, this means how do I deal with my professional life, with my personal life, and it's not so much connected to OD. Is that true?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think most OD people do coaching.
Yeah.
But what's happened in North America is that there's a couple of organizations that have basically taken that space and they own that space, and to become now a certified coach, you have to go through their processes, and they're very defined. And I think within those communities, there's lots of people who like to take it in different places, but this is one of the problems. I mean, as soon as you get a certifying body involved in things, it tends to reduce innovation and narrow stuff down. I mean, this is one of the reasons why organization development in North America 40 years ago rejected moving in the direction of certification.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was because, those who rejected it say, like, you look at any profession, when they first start a certification process, it has noble intention, right? Let's make sure clients are getting, good value, and we don't have a lot of Shylocks, and maintain quality and all that. But over time, they tend to stultify, become more protecting, the privileges of those who are certified. Innovation doesn't occur. So the downside for organization development has been that no one knows exactly what it is. Anybody can call themselves an OD consultant. You get a lot of variations in quality, and whereas the coaching in North America has become super successful.
Yes, it does in Germany too.
Because it's very, if you want to become a coach for a company, you have to get this certification just to, I am very ambivalent about all of that.
My concern is also that if we are too much person-oriented on that, then we always will be a fixing system for development, organizational development that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And in Germany, we have I'm a member of a big business coaching association. I founded it also. And we clearly said business coaching means that you really have an organizational focus. You do not only focus on individuals.
Yeah. I mean, they talk now, there's some talk about team coaching, and that, but it's really
these are more psychological concepts.
Actually, it's not even that psychologically oriented coaching here. No, it's more it's more from the point of view, getting people to set goals and nagging them so they call. I mean, it's really a lot of it's very rational around asking good questions. You could say there's a bit of a counseling kind of a back, but I wouldn't say in order to be a coach you don't need to understand anything psychoanalytic or any of that.
And you do not understand really to try to understand cultures of organizations?
No, I don't think. I mean,
okay.
And I'm talking here with very little knowledge because I'm not a certified coach. I haven't gone through that process, but from what I can see, and the people who get certified to be coaches, those aren't the that's not the kind of skill sets that they're getting trained in.
So if we would not talk to each other in person, you would not identify the term coaching with Dialogic RD and all your focuses.
Yeah, not in North America.
Yeah. And we have a problem with that because it's different in different countries.
Right.
And we really try to set up a stage, and not for certification, really for discussing.
Yeah.
Because many of us get clear about they need the multiple perspectives and somehow find an identity and a set of skills and concepts and theories and a field where they are knowledgeable.
Yeah.
To develop that, and the label is not so important.
Yeah. I mean, in North America, most coaches work by telephone, so they don't even see the person they're coaching. So it's a telephone conversation. So it's not like they're in the context of the organization or watching what's happening, and whereas, and that's not true of all of them. Like one of the most successful coaches is a guy named Marshak. I did a workshop with him. It was very interesting how he works as a coach, and he works through the relationships. He doesn't just work one-on-one with the person, right? Like, so often he gets hired to help somebody who's a high performer but is pissing everybody else off, And so, first of all, I help that guy identify that he has problems, and then all the people that he works with, he develops the relationships between him and those people, so that they're engaged in helping this person get better.
Oh, and he's working with a real system.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and he would be considered one of the best coaches in North America. So. But I'm sure he hasn't gone through any of that certification process, right? So I don't know.
Oh, but that sounds good.
Yeah.
And what I would say is, when he not only does it as a person, but teaches to others how to do it, or gives them skills to do it, he's also a learning culture developer.
Okay, you call it that. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Because we do not have so many people of that quality. So for at least that's my opinion, we try to think my personal qualification, how can that be put into a didactic?
Right.
How can this be put into ingredients to a learning system, and a learning system that is not only be run by specialists, but always can be multiplied by the internals and the companies.
Right.